So let's emerge now from those manipulated depths of our subconsciousness. And let's have a look at that little voice in our head. So I hope you understood the mechanics I tried to uncover here. When faced with a choice, we look at our options. Now, based on our survival instincts, our prior experience and the context we're in, we will unwillingly be drawn towards one of the options without even knowing why. It's only when we start to think about it that we will start rationalizing our choices, and most of the time we come up with bogus excuses. Just like the men who read Playboy used to say they bought it for the great editorial articles in it. So we basically lie to ourselves or others, or worse, we're not aware of the real reason why we're doing the things we do. That's the terrible truth and our greatest hope. Yes, we are all sheep. Yes, we're being manipulated by everything and everyone. However, the moment we become aware of it, everything changes. The moment we understand the mechanics of it all, why we do the things we do the way we do them, once we know, we have power. Yes, all this is about empowerment, giving us back the power of free choice.
Do you believe in fate, Neil?
No,
Why not?
because I don't like the idea that I'm not in control of my life.
I know exactly what you mean.
Because that little bugger in our head, remember, the one who thinks he's in control but really isn't, well, that little voice isn't totally delusional. Knowledge empowers him. It frees him. Because that little voice has one superpower, and that is the capacity to override anything that comes from down there. And the simple fact of knowing we're being manipulated is enough to break the charm. It's like the ultimate anti-poison, the elixir that will set us free, as they say.
And the truth shall set you free!
And that has never been more true than here. Now you will still feel drawn towards things, that won't change. The difference is that you will be able to distinguish whether you're being manipulated or you're genuinely interested in the product or service at hand, at least most of the time. For the remaining moments where you feel something is fishy and you can't make your mind, I made you a list of recommendations, of tips and tricks to withstand subconscious temptation and make the right choice. Don't worry, I'm not gonna tell you, as some do, to shun away from malls and online retail sites, or to freeze your credit card in ice. I might if you would be a shopaholic, but this course isn't about that. So here we go. I've divided this in 3 parts, depending on the weight of the acquisition. Big, medium, and small decisions. So what's a big decision? A house, a car, a new washing machine, a new smartphone? Something you don't buy every month, actually. So, number 1, always have a night's sleep over big decisions. If the salesperson wants you to sign or buy right away, don't do it. Don't. If you still want to make that buy in the morning, go back and do it. But for the time being, let one night's sleep go over it. And there's a reason for that. You see, our brain rearranges and processes information overnight. So in the morning, you will have a better judgment on the matter. Number 2, find at least 3 other products and compare. Don't go for the first thing you see. Easy, right? For medium decisions, like for example, clothing. 1, before going out for shopping, decide what you need, what you want. 2nd, make a first tour of several shops and find at least 3 different options for what you want to buy. Then make your decision and go back to the shop and buy it. Number 3, if you were caught with your guard down and suddenly you want to make an impulse buy, just take a moment. Step out of the shop, go back to daylight and fresh air. Breathe in, breathe out. Take a couple of minutes to break the total immersion experience of the shop. Worst case scenario, think about how often you will actually use that. Make your decision and go back in. Best case scenario, find 2 more alternatives to that buy in other shops. Then make your decision. And then for small decisions, like supermarket stuff. First, make a list before going to the supermarket and stick to it. 2, don't go to the supermarket when you're hungry. 3. First, you round the item's price up. Yes, they usually play the trick of the 0.99 prices. We call that charm prices. So if something is $2.99, we focus more on the 2 than on the 99. So it gives the impression of being cheaper when it's actually more of a 3. Anyway, so round the prices up, not down. Last but not least, when tricked into impulse buying something not on your list, take 5 seconds. Look at the product and analyze what it was that drew your attention and why. If you found the trigger, don't buy it. It's that simple. In general terms, if you enjoy the dopamine rush of impulse buying, give yourself a reasonable monthly budget and stick to it. Whenever you reach your limit, you just wait till next month. That, of course, requires some willpower, and willpower is exactly what we're going to talk about in the next lecture.